Good morning.
What have you here?
A nice little brunch.
And where does it come from?
Israel.
Israel.
Yes.
Oh, is there a history about it?
I'll tell you all about it.
Let me hear.
What if I told you a simple one-pan dish could transport you to the vibrant streets of Israel, sun-drenched coast of the Mediterranean, and the fertile valleys of arid deserts? A dish that is simple yet profound, embodying the soul of a nation that stands at the crossroad of Africa, Asia, and Europe.
I'd be intrigued.
This is Shakshuka.
Shakshuka?
It's a gastronomic microcosm of Israel. From the echoes of the Canaanites to the Philistines and the Kingdom of Israel, to every stone in the Ottoman architecture, every corner of Israel tells a story, it breathes life. Today, we are going to create a beautiful symphony of flavors with bright tomatoes, vibrant red peppers, aromatic garlic, cumins, and let's not forget the star of our show, a homemade harissa, a fiery concoction of red chili peppers, garlics, and medley of spices. And of course, the main act is the humble egg, carefully nested into a rich, spiced tomato sauce garnished with greens. These hot peppers and de-seed them, so I'm going to open one up. Work best with my hands, actually. Now these peppers are quite hot, so I'm only going to use one to try it out first. Add the tomato paste, olive oil,
Put in with olive oil.
2 tablespoons of olive oil, salt, cumin,
Or you're just going by feel.
by feel, coriander.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get about a teaspoon of each.
Good to know.
Garlic. I've got garlic cloves right here. Okay, from a ghost pepper in our backyard, we'll see how this is. Remember, this could be
hot?
very intense.
Oh, you better try first. Thanks for the warning.
Wow. Absolutely delicious. And yes, this is a really intense,
Too hot?
oily paste, but it's going to be tempered by all those tomatoes.
Okay, so don't
So-
put any more in, please.
It's going to be beautifully balanced.
So one little pepper.
About 1 pepper. Depending on how hot your peppers are. But
Yes,
ours,
and for the
these chocolate habaneros we have growing in the backyard are so insanely hot.
remember when that boy took a bite of it and he cried?
Cried for hours. Okay. It's all a new learning experience, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's why we're all.
Okay. So you're going to add the tomato paste, the garlic. We're going to add it to the pan with some simmering olive oil and garlic and tomato paste and let it simmer for about 10 minutes. Okay, then we're going to add the tomatoes and create a thick sauce.
So here we have the harissa that we just grinded up,
Mm-hmm.
and we're going to spoon it into this little dish here. It's amazing how much you put in and how little we're getting out.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
Mm-hmm. It's going to form the backbone of heat in our dish.
Do you care to have the sauce poured in it?
Oh,
or
absolutely. All the oil.
Everything.
If you don't want your pepper to be so spicy, like the hot, you can remove the ribs.
Yes.
A lot of the heat is in the
I
ribs.
see. I was about to do that, not even knowing why.
So we'll kickstart our journey with a glug of olive oil and a hot pan with a fusion of homemade harissa, tomato paste, a little smoked paprika, peppers, garlic, and cumin. An homage to Israel's vibrant spice markets, where I first tasted this dish, cooked by a grandmother, and I was immediately smitten.
Where was that?
In Tel Aviv.
What were you doing in grandmother's house?
I was actually there on a food tour of Israel, of all things.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, when I was young, I had the opportunity to go visit the country. Also to learn about the culinary roots of Israel. And it was a fantastic 3-week trip through the country. Shakshuka I learned about on that trip, and it was just beautiful. A great dish, and I've cooked it many, many times since. It's an excellent breakfast. Alright, so let's get the pan onto a medium-high heat with olive oil, so about 2 tablespoons. Add our peppers, our garlic.
We wait for it to get hot before putting in, or just put it in now?
Wait till it gets hot before putting it in.
That's why I'm the rookie. Okay, we're putting in the garlic.
And the tomato paste. Plus the harissa.
Oh, harissa. Okay.
Harissa.
Harissa. Pardon me.
Okay, look at you learning how to cook.
I won't be a rookie too long.
Isn't this great?
Yes.
Each conquest, each migration to this strategic locale brought new ingredients and culinary emphasis, from the verdant Galilee with nurturing olives to the arid Negev desert cultivating hardy grains and the fertile coastal plains that have dates and crisp cucumbers. The country's diverse topography is etched into a vibrant gastronomic map, and our dish today mirrors that diversity. So now we have to create a puree out of these whole tomatoes, so we're going to also process them.
So deska.
So I can tell by the way that this looks, there's not yet enough tomato in here. You know, for my preference, I think the ratio should be double the tomato to the peppers, and it looks like it's about equal right now.
And would you say that's about 2 or 3 cups?
Well, it's 32 ounces of tomatoes. In the written context, it's always real precise. I guess when I'm cooking on the show, it's not as precise. A YouTube video where the recipe can be followed. What I've tried to infuse into this dish is like the myriad of cultures and religions in Israel. I mean, going to some of those sites, like the iconic spots of Jesus' life, or, you know, the palpable energy of the Kabbalistic texts, just, you can feel it in the air in regions like Galilee and Jerusalem and Bethlehem. And remember that amazing story with that tour guide mishap that happened in Bethlehem?
Oh my goodness, that was hilarious, but it was also disconcerting. My goodness, that bus driver was talking on his cell phone.
Like so loud as he was weaving through traffic.
And you and I were in the front row, so I could hear him talking to his girlfriend. And she was getting him more and more upset. And we had 30 people on the bus going over this treacherous bridge with traffic everywhere, as it is in Jerusalem.
And then what? He slammed on the brakes. I was so mad.
Slammed on the brakes. He pulls over and makes a phone call. And within 3 minutes, another guy shows up and relieves him and takes us on our way. And he went off. But then the funny thing is, we got stuck in traffic for like almost an hour, and guess who was right in front of our bus in his car?
The tour guide.
The guy.
Oh my gosh.
That was hilarious.
That's funny. Well, I'm trying to create pockets, but it hasn't cooked down enough yet, because somebody keeps turning my heat way down. Well, you can see here that the dish actually, if you lightly stir around the sauce, has elements that are cooked onto the pan, but because it's so much oil and it's still so hot, you can stir those back in, and that is so much incredible flavor. I mean, stirring those little crunchy black spots on the pan back into the dish is going to give it such an incredible taste.
How do you put the eggs in? What kind of egg? Is it a scrambled egg?
Well, now there's 2 different approaches. I usually cook it with just dropping the egg in on its own, but sometimes I find that the eggs' whites don't cook enough. So, interestingly, Yotam in his book over here separates the whites from the yolks. Do you want to do that? You then put the whites in a little earlier and stir them around a little so that they have an easier time coagulating, and then you add the yolk after. So if it's too hot for your palate, which it was for Lopeka's, we can add brown sugar to help temper that. So do like a spoonful and stir that around and see how that comes out. There we go. And this reminds me, I was in the Golan Heights region on that trip and was learning of winemaking, right? It was so interesting to be overlooking vines, and you have Hasidic Jews walking through the villages, and at the same time you think about all the traders and travelers who have walked these steps and woven their wares through these incredible little villages of the Silk Road. And boy, it was just an amazing feeling to be immersed in such a historical region. Doesn't that look good?
Yogurt?
Yep, adding some yogurt to it to help temper the heat, give it some color. Cashew-based yogurt.
Nice.
Israeli cuisine is a reflection of diversity, and as we add a little bit more yogurt to the top of our dish, I'm trying to reflect that. See, in a way, the yogurt can be like Christianity, and the peppers can be like Islam, and the tomatoes can be like Judaism, but yet they all come together in this beautiful dish. See?
Well, doesn't that look fabulous?
Yes, the true magic lies in its humble origins. I mean, it's a staple breakfast, but it carries a rich, robust flavor and a shared heritage of Tunisian immigrants, but the vibrant soul of Jerusalem as well.
From Tunisia, that came. How interesting.
And there you have it, Shakshuka.
Shakshuka.
A testament to the beautiful history of Israel.
Can't wait. So hungry.
Great.
Let's dig in.
Yes. If you've enjoyed this cultural journey, do hit the like button and share it with some of your fellow foodies. And if you've got any questions, drop them in the comments below.
Aloha.
Until next time, when we bring you to another corner of the culinary world. Cheers.
From our kitchen to yours.
Bye. Look at that.